If you want to make massive gains during this next bull market, you need to be able to identify the next biggest trend before that trend even emerges. And I'm here to tell you that one of the biggest narratives coming up in the next bull market is decentralized exchanges, or DEXes. In this video, I'm going to break down how we found out that information and exactly why DEXes are going to be so huge, as well as I'm going to talk about a project which is so well aligned for a potentially huge opportunity. It's not even funny. Hit that like button and let's get into it. Now guys, how on earth do we identify the upcoming trends? Well, there's a lot of money in the game that drives the markets, and that money is investing right now into projects that are not even available on CoinMarketCap because they're yet to see an ICO, or initial coin offering. Before you go into ICO, often a lot of projects will raise money and funds to be able to get themselves off the ground. And if you come across to crypto fundraising, you can see that a lot of projects have been raising like 22 million, 9 million, 4 million, etc. all in here, DEXes, decentralized exchanges. And why is that? Well, recently we've seen big drama come out of the likes of Binance, and also earlier in the year we saw stuff with Coinbase. Why is that? Last year we saw FTX, Celsius, BlockFi, and a bunch of others pile in. Why do they do it? Well, because regulation was perhaps not strict enough. So what are we going to see happen? Loads more regulation coming into the market, particularly because now you've got BlackRock with an imminent ETF approval looming over our heads, which is all very well and all very exciting, but it does mean this. You're going to see way more regulation coming into centralized exchanges. So what does that mean? Well, at the moment, Binance still has the biggest daily trading volume at $4.6 billion, which is absolutely insane. And that's a centralized exchange. You've also got like KuCoin, MEXC, Coinbase, all doing crazy volume when compared with DEXes, or decentralized exchanges. Synthetix, one of the biggest decentralized exchanges, or DEXes, for perpetual trading rather than spot trading where you're just buying like $1 worth of Bitcoin and, you know, that kind of thing, where you're actually using leverage like 10x, 50x, etc. You can see the Synthetix has a $1.1 billion market cap, but does $37 million in trading volume every day. 37 million compared to Binance's 4.6 billion is minuscule, okay? And yet Synthetix sits here with a $1.1 billion market cap. You got GMX, who also have a market cap up towards 500 million. So I think you'll agree with me, if we can find a project that is in the very early stages that's going to be a better overall build and a better overall performing decentralized exchange with better features and better options, etc., then we could potentially be into a winner. If we can find it with a small enough market cap that's not going to suffer from this. One thing that's important to know about crypto fundraising and fundraising in general is when projects are raising like $20 million, $50 million, $100 million, that coin, even when it hits an ICO, already has an enormous market cap of maybe 100 million, maybe even $500 million in some cases. And that means that despite being a new project, you're not going to see crazy growth towards the upside. So how about I give you a project that's decided not to raise funds from a venture capital fund and instead is basically going for a pure ICO fundraise? Because if this DEX has the ability to start hitting market caps of Synthetix and then into beyond that as the big shift happens from Binance and on, and this is where we have the potential to see astronomical growth. So now I've got you on the edge of your seat, literally gagging to get into this. Let's jump across then to Dex Toro. Now, Dex Toro is a trading decentralized exchange, but unlike other perpetual exchanges, it also offers Forex commodities with no fees. And very crucially, this, I know now because a lot of my audience are from the US, the UK, and other heavily regulated countries that are only going to get more regulated with regards to trading. Everyone is asking me, how do I sign up without a KYC? Or how do I trade without a KYC? Now, KYC is know your customer, which means you have to put in your name, your address, your passport information, your tax information, and all that stuff. So yeah, you're right. A lot of people are looking to use no KYC because maybe they're a little bit sneaky. But that's okay. I'm not here to judge you. What I want to talk about is this. This platform is already operating with over $1 million worth of trading volume. Now compare that with Synthetix, who, are doing daily volume of 37 million. This platform has literally not even been talked about before today, really, but it's already a fully working product that doesn't have venture capital funding, which is basically what makes it such an exciting opportunity. But before I tell you more, let me have a little bit of light refreshment.
It's a hot town. Look around.
Hold on. Coca-Cola making a paid advertisement. Disgusting. I don't think I'm ever going to drink another Coke. Now, if you enjoyed that little skit as much as I did, then you'll understand what I'm getting at here. Dex Toro have sponsored me today for this video. But before you panic, just have a word with yourself. How on earth does a new crypto project reach new people without advertising? YouTube is probably the best platform to advertise on. Therefore, the fact they've actually managed to sponsor me and get on my channel means that I highly rate them, because lots of people reach out to me for sponsored videos on a daily basis. Anyway. So I'm not really covering my back. I'm trying to get you to understand that actually, when people say they're sponsored by this or that, it actually could be more of a positive thing than a negative. Because I'm still going to be honest with you. Now, it's a working platform. You can see that you can trade on various different ways. Now, interestingly, not only is it with crypto, but you've also got commodities such as gold and Forex, like pounds and euros. And all of this is basically tradable on their trading platform. So, for example, if I wanted to trade Aptos, I'll just click on this and you can see it's integrated with TradingView and it looks rather like many other exchanges out there. However, you're probably thinking, well, yeah, okay, this is fine. There's other products out there that are also competing. I agree with you on that. There are competitors in this space. So what does Dex Toro have going on for it other exchanges don't? Well, for one, it's cheaper. Okay, that's a very big and important point. If you are trading on a daily basis quite regularly, you will seek the cheapest, lowest fees going for good reason, because actually it can eat in to your trades quite heavily if you've ever been involved in trading futures at high leverage. They also have deep liquidity because the liquidity is provided by Synthetics, which was one which we were just looking at. Okay, so while it's a very new and small exchange, it's actually getting liquidity and everything else backed up by various partnerships. So you can basically see that you can trade every major pair that you would be able to trade on, like Binance or Bybit or whatever. And that's important. Trading without liquidity is basically like ultra dangerous, really, because you tend to lose massive amounts of money. There's also zero slippage and a bunch of other beneficial things. Synthetic futures, trade perpetual future contracts, non-custodial permissions, platform with a near instant trade confirmation using Optimism's layer 2. This is built on Optimism, which allows it to be super cheap and super fast. And it's all basically powered by the D Toro token. And the D Toro token is currently in pre-sale, and I'll talk more about that in just a moment. Effectively, the tokens are used on the exchange, but if you stake those tokens, then you are now basically a shareholder in DeToro and you will earn rewards as the exchange makes money. And bearing in mind the exchange is already making money before it's even sold anything to anyone. Self-custodial, 100% decentralized, again, takes away from the FTX drama, all this different stuff. These are all the kind of keywords you're looking for when it comes to a decentralized exchange, right? Now, trading volume, $1 million. It's literally only been up and running for like a week. They've already got like over 100 traders using this, and this is pretty much the first marketing that's going to go out about it. Okay, so that's really important. As far as I'm concerned, anything is already making money. And I talked about this the other day with Rollbit, who are making a huge amount of cash compared with their kind of market capitalization at the moment. Okay, that's what we want to get in. We want to find companies that are making lots of money that still have small market caps. That's like the golden thing. Okay, partnered with Optimism Synthetics, basically providing their liquidity. You've also got Chainlink on board for the RWA, the real world asset integration, and all those other different bits and pieces. Soon they're going to go live on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, but obviously it's pre-sale, so you won't find them there just yet. Okay, so now moving on. We found a good project. What do we need to know about it before we consider whether or not we want to get involved? Team. Who is the team? Okay, you need to be able to identify people in the team and understand whether or not they're exposing themselves. This is a big problem. If you're finding new projects with team members who are not prepared to expose themselves as who they are, then run a mile, guys. Then you should probably not be looking to get involved because it's a higher risk of rug pulls and things. This, however, is the founder on LinkedIn. Okay, Nick Nekaniki. Okay, you can see, you can find out more about who he is, find out his experience in the past, that kind of stuff. Also, for spot trading, you can also use their bridge and swap platform, which is very important because that's what Uniswap also does, but you have zero slippage on this. Uniswap is actually really challenging and difficult to use, and this to me appears much cleaner and more user-friendly. Now, Uniswap currently has a market cap of $3.6 billion, which I think you'll agree is pretty sizable, okay? And I'm not saying that this company can go and grow that, but we're looking at this as potential, okay? Potential from an investment side of things. Other things we need to go and look through, it's an exchange, right? We need to check that it's got good security audits. Smart contracts have been undergoing rigorous testing and multiple independent audits. And you can go through and you can find out all about their audits and things in the Gitbook here. Currently, there's an available exchange, DToro token, and then the old Toro. You can then see more about token holders, dashboards, forums, etc. But this is what I want to look at. This has got my attention. Now, when we're looking at new tokens, we want to understand whether or not it's worth holding a token because lots of people are just buying tokens for this and telling me it's the best project ever, but they've never even used the project and they don't really see any benefit from just holding that token other than the growth, hopefully, of the company. But what is different about holding this token, which is going to encourage people to hold a token, which is what we want, right, is that there's trading rewards. Dex Toro stakers are eligible for a share of 20% of all the inflationary reward. And we'll look at the inflation model soon. It's a new project, right? So they're going to have an inflation coming on, which lots of people do get a little bit kind of cautious of. But if you're kind of buying and locking in a token, when every time you're getting the inflation, you're actually receiving that inflating supply. So actually the inflation thing isn't even a bad thing at all, right? From that point of view. And the more people are staking tokens, effectively are locking away supply demand model, you know, something positive to look at. You come down through this documentation, find out more about their oracles, partnered with Pith, and also with a chain link. Okay, so where are we at? Right now, there is a token sale for early access. Now, if we go down below, we want to know some things before we decide whether or not this is something we're interested in. Token roadmap. CoinW exchange listing. CoinW is a huge centralized exchange. Whilst you might not have heard of it, it does over $1 billion in daily trading volume, and they're going to be launching it in the next couple of weeks. They're also going to be launched on P2B, another exchange with over $1 billion in trading volume each day. And then into January, there's going to be more exchanges and stuff going on. Now, what's really important to know about this is that currently the pre-sale price is 10 cents per token. But the launch price on CoinW is going to be 20 cents per token. So effectively, as we look at this from a logical perspective, you will get at least a 2x on launch if all goes well. Now, obviously, people can buy and sell once it's live on the exchanges. So obviously the price can go up and it can go down. So whether or not you cash out for a 2x on launch is up to you effectively. But that's what we're looking at right now. Now, as you come down through the roadmap, there's something important to focus on that happens in the early part of next year. And that's basically raising seed round money from strategic investors. Why is that important? Well, it's not going to be raised in token sale. They're going to raise money on equity. Okay, so they're giving an equity of the market valuation of the company, but not in token, which means it's only going to have a positive effect theoretically on the token price. And basically a whole host of things are happening through next year, which is something that is interesting for me. Now, the token sale is currently live and it's live for 8 days. Current total offering is 750,000 D Toro tokens. Pre-sale 0.1, like I mentioned. Purchase limit $5,000. Total supply 25 million. Max supply 80.5 million. Now remember, this number is significantly bigger than kind of the early offerings, right? But the team holds some. There's also marketing budgets and other bits and pieces, as there is typically on all crypto project launches. Now remember that inflation is going to take place over sort of 4 or 5 years. If you're staking, you will earn that inflation back as reward. So ultimately, you're holding in the company. So ultimately, if the company does well, your holding will do well. Now, if I'm sold on it, because of all the research I've done, and take a look down below, guys, I'll leave a link. Then I click on Buy Toro Now. And as you can see, they're already $14,300 through a $75,000 raise. You can see they're raising a hard cap of $75,000. So unlike other raises and things like that, there's not going to be continuation, okay? It's just going to stop at 75k, and then you'll have to wait for it to go live on CoinW, okay, which will be in like a few weeks. But remember, at 2 times the price. So if this is something that you see potentially having good upside potential in the future, then come and check it out. But guys, as you understand, with any new crypto project, there is risk involved. The higher the potential reward, the higher the potential risk. But luckily, you can invest for as little as $10. And it's using Optimism, which is super cheap. It's decentralized though, guys, right? So you got to connect a wallet. You can see either using Coinbase, MetaMask, or whatever. I personally would just use MetaMask. You then need to make sure that it switches to Optimism, and you can add that in. And then once your Optimism wallet is connected and you've got funds in there, then all you need to do is click invest and it will talk you through, guys. So that's why we only invest money that we can afford to lose, because the upside potential is huge, I think, in my personal opinion, but there's always a downside risk. You can go and look at a bunch of the different socials, or if you want, you can get into the free Telegram link down below, or into the Inner Circle Discord, where the Dex Toro CEO, Nick, is actually available. So if you've got any questions or anything for him, he's more than happy to have discussions with you. I had a call with him yesterday and got all the ins and outs of this project, so he's very willing and transparent to tell you more about this if you would so like. Now guys, I hope you enjoyed this slightly different video from normal. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Bye bye.